Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. Today we're gonna talk about my designer bags. I was actually feeling a bit hesitant when I started filming this video because it just feels like a weird time to do it, but it seems like this is what you guys have been asking for on Instagram, so here we are. A lot of you actually asked me to film, I suppose, a whole bag collection video. I just think that's a little bit weird, so instead I have decided to film a video of my most worn designer bags. Let's get straight into it. So the first bag I want to talk about is the Chanel wallet on chain, and it's also my smallest bag in my entire collection. As the name suggests, it's a wallet on chain, so you can't really put anything other than your cash, your card, your key, your phone, and a small lipstick, and sometimes I do put in a mirror, if one of the smaller Muji mirrors, and that's about it. But I do love it. I wear it a lot when I'm traveling or when I'm on a night out and in an evening when I don't really need anything but my core essentials. I do have a little tip, especially when I'm traveling. I put this bag in a larger tote bag, and on the first day when I arrived at my destination to the hotel, sometimes I won't be able to check in until like 3 p.m. So what I do is I bring out my wallet on chain and I leave the big tote bag, which has my other miscellaneous toiletry or like any plain necessities. I store in the hotel and I just carry my wallet on chain, I just carry my camera, and I'm out and about exploring until I can get into my room. I know a lot of people think if you know your first Chanel bag should be the 2.55, but that bag in particular just don't really drawn to me. I mean, it's a beautiful bag, but it's just not the bag for me. And this is also something I really want to stress, like, you don't have to get a bag because everybody says this is the classic bag. You can decide what bag is the classic bag for you. Now moving on to the Goyard Tote. And I know this is an outrageously expensive bag. There's no point of me pretending that it is not, because it is. But as for the cost per wear, I think it is worth every penny. It is coated canvas, so it is really light. And for me, this is my Mary Poppins bag, so it fits in everything. It fits in my laptop, my camera, my book. It is my plane bag as well, so if you see me on a plane, this is what I'm wearing. I think Goyard really excels in the white. I think nobody ever mentioned this, but for me, it is the most beautiful white. Like, it is the most strong, very minimal, very clean white I've ever seen in any sort of luxury brand. It also has been very doable for me. The reason why I'm emphasized on me, because I've seen people online who said, oh, their tote bag has broke. So as in personal experience and my mom's experience, both our Goyard tote bags have been working pretty well. The next bag I'm gonna talk about is the Fendi Bucket. As a teenager, I've always been a big fan of Sex and the City, so it's pretty obvious the Fendi Bucket is everything to me. But as I grow up and when I'm starting to look for a Fendi Bucket for myself, I realize I love the style, I love the design, but I just couldn't find, I suppose, a leather, a color, a size even to suit my lifestyle or suit my personal style. It wasn't until last year when they came out with this collaboration with Porter, the Japanese brand Porter, that I said to myself, this is it, this is my Fendi Bucket bag. And I love the fine nylon utility material for this bag. It is one of those bags when you don't know what you're gonna wear, you put on this bag and it makes your outfit. I think that's also another tip from me, it's to wait. Don't get a bag just because you want one. Wait for your bag. The next bag I'm gonna talk about is the By Far Rachel bag. I don't think I've ever seen a brand take over Instagram like By Far. Like, every single person I follow has a By Far bag. It's just a very minimal but still very, I suppose, kind of vintagey kind of looking bag. But if what I want to emphasize on, I suppose, is when you are wearing something thicker. Like if you're wearing a coat, if you're wearing a big chunky sweater, you won't be able to wear this bag. You have to carry it on your hand, which personally I think doesn't look that good, because I think this is meant for under your arms. Now moving on to the Loewe Goya bag. This is actually my camera bag. So when I'm on location shoots, meaning outside the studio, because I do shoot more in a studio to be honest, I'm always carrying this bag. Do bear in mind I don't have the biggest camera. My camera is the Fujifilm X-H1. It's a medium-sized camera for this kind of image quality, but if you put on a battery grip, it's pretty, I guess for a girl it's quite big, but in general it's not the biggest camera you've ever seen in your entire life. To be honest, I'm a very minimal gear photographer, so I'm probably not the best reference for a camera bag, but in general it has served amazingly for me. Mine is pretty worn already. I don't know if you can tell in the video, but it does look pretty aged. And I love how a bit low-key it is. I mean, if you're, I suppose when you're really into fashion or you've been following Loewe, you see this bag, you're like, oh, that's a Loewe backpack. But in general, it's pretty subtle. I like the black with the little white star thing. I think that's a star. And I've been wearing it for the past 2 years and I love it. Now moving on to my Hermes Roulis bag. I know this is a crazy expensive bag, and I know this is not on everybody's shopping list because of the price tag, really. And I am extremely fortunate to be able to have these bags. I mean, I've worked hard to pay for these stuff, so I'm not going to deny myself that, but I am just saying I am very grateful. So about the bag, I am not a big Hermes geek, so I won't be able to tell you about the leather, or I won't be able to tell you about the color code. I just buy what I like, really. I love their tan very much because for me it's really classic and they've done it really well, not in a too, I guess, yellow or browny kind of way. It's just the perfect tan. And when you actually physically touch this bag, you realize, oh, this is what I'm paying for, because the quality is amazing. I love the white stitching, and for this bag in particular, I just think it's one of those that will never go out of style. And also, if you don't want to pay full price for these bags, not just the Hermes bags, like even all the bags I've mentioned today, you can check out consignment stores like the Real, Vestiaire. In general, there's pretty good finds online, especially vintage ones that you probably cannot get in stores right now. So that's a wrap for my designer bag video. I hope this is what you're looking for. I hope you find it interesting, and I hope it is informative enough. I also want to thank you guys so much for watching my videos. It's actually only been a month and I cannot believe the amount of feedbacks I'm getting, the requests on Instagram I'm getting. Anyways, like usual, if you like my content, do subscribe. I'll see you guys next week. Bye!